So let's now get started with building custom visuals. For that, we'll need to install a couple of tools because, as I said, we're not going to do that inside of Power BI Desktop or inside of any Power BI tool. Instead, we need to install separate tools that allow us to develop custom visuals on our machine. For that, we'll need to install a tool or a technology, you could say, called Node.js. Now, for those of you who know Node.js, you know that this is a runtime, a JavaScript runtime, that in the end allows you to execute JavaScript, this programming language I mentioned in the last lecture, outside of a browser. Now, we're not going to use the technology for that, though. Instead, we primarily needed to be able to test our custom visual. Node.js will be leveraged behind the scenes by another tool we're going to install later for testing. And B, we need Node.js to install further packages, because that Node.js technology, which we're going to install together in a second, comes with an extra package manager, npm for Node Package Manager, which we then use to install further packages and tools on our machine. So Node.js is the first step, and we'll install everything together step by step in the next minutes, no worries. So Node.js is the first step. The second step are extra Power BI custom visuals, tools, and packages, which we're going to install through that Node Package Manager tool we get together with Node.js. And we need those Power BI tools to actually create our custom visuals project and to then build those visuals. As a next step, we then need to create and install a certificate. Now, this might sound complex. It actually isn't. We need this so that we are able to later test our visuals, which we develop here locally on our machine, on Power BI service, which of course is a cloud service. So for that communication between the service and our local machine, we'll need this certificate to have a secure communication. And I'll show you how to set that up in detail in a second too. Now, with that, we have all the core tools we need to build custom visuals, but to actually write code in a pleasant way that doesn't hurt our eyes, we need an IDE, an integrated development environment. That is a tool that makes writing code easier than a default text editor would. Theoretically, you could use a default text editor, but that would not be any fun, so we'll install an IDE that helps us with that. And once we got all of that, we can finally create our new custom visual project and edit the code in there with the IDE, test the visual with the help of this certificate and the extra tools we installed with Power BI service, and gradually learn what it takes to build such a visual.